Hexagon IT Solutions is a custom software development company. We have been in the industry for 16 plus years. When we onboard a new client or when we have initial conversation with a client for a project, all of them ask us, what are our processes? How do we take a project, go from point A to the finish line? Our company is built on customer service. We are a customer-centric company. We spend most of our time building relationship with our customers, so we understand what they are trying to achieve and how we can provide a better solution for their necessities. As a customer-centric company, we are very transparent. We have open processes where the customers will know where we are in the process of development. We keep that gate open for them. And because of how we operate, how we are very transparent, we receive multiple referrals each week, and we carefully go through the process of discovering what a customer wants. In the process of understanding a project, our first step is discovery. Discovery is where we understand clearly what a customer wants, their pain points, how some of the suggestions and solutions can help their pain points to be resolved, and how we can take their vision to a finish line. So once the discovery process is completed, we take the inputs from the customer, their stakeholders, the people who do day-to-day processes in their company. We take their inputs and build a workflow. Once the workflow is built, we sit down with the customer and we have a rigorous conversation with them. We go through each of the processes that we understood and walk through with them. And once we come to a conclusion that the framework that we built, the workflow, matches to what their requirements are, then we pass it on to our designers. We have highly skilled designers. These designers have been in the design field for 10 plus years. They've worked through a lot of different projects, from healthcare, from construction, from business processes, business optimization processes, and financial services. And once the designer finishes the design, we take that back to the customer. We try to work with the customer to make sure they understand what we have designed, and then get their feedback. We give about a week's time, so the stakeholders and the team members of their company or their organization will go through it and make sure that what we presented is what they want. If they say, hey, this is something that we don't think will work out, we will redo the design. But if they say, but there are some times when they say, hey, we need to make some changes here and there, and we make those changes. Once that is done, then we give it to our developers. Our front-end developers and back-end developers have been in the industry for 16 plus years. They have been with us for 10 plus years. And they go into work, they do their magic, they build in the applications according to code and security standards. Once that is built, the client will still have access to our development environment. They will be able to say day-to-day developments, and they also will be able to ask us questions. And we put all of this in our project management tool, which they will have access to, and they can see each of those tasks being completed. Once we complete the development, we start the QA testing process. Once the QA testing is completed from our side, then we pass it on to the customers. The customers then can play with it, they can test it out, they can do their usual processes and make sure that everything functions correctly. Then if it is a new project, like brand new, built from scratch. Then we go into the process of implementation. We have an implementation plan that we usually frame it out during the framing process. And if the project is if we are upgrading or updating the features, and if the data migration has to be done, we do the data migration, and then we do the implementation process. Once the implementation is completed, we work with the customer to make sure that they don't run into any problems. And if there needs to be any kind of training that needs to be done, we do that training for them, and then we help them to we help in the process of maintenance of the application. So basically, we walk through with the customer from the beginning to the end, so that everything that they're trying to do, that they can do it with ease and success. That's usually our process. This is what has helped us to go from point A to point Z without any issues, and we take any projects from idea all the way to the publishing of the application and being successful.